The video of my N-scale coffee table railroad received many comments. This video goes behind the scenes to explore the features and secrets of running the little railroad under glass. I like the trains to start and run smoothly, even if I haven't cleaned the tracks recently. Double heading helps, but I run a jumper wire between the locomotives, so one locomotive loses electrical continuity with the rails. It can draw power from the other locomotive, and the consist continues to run smoothly. Someday, I'll computerize the operation of the railroad, but for now, the signals are track polarity indicators, not block occupancy indicators. So, if a train approaches the signal from the front, it displays green, while if the train approaches the signal from behind, it displays red. It's a little bit of a cheat, but it's close enough for now. The table contains two drawers from IKEA, to which I've added drawer faces that match the table. The sturdy track slides allow this drawer to be opened almost completely. The top drawer contains a transformer and a drawer organizer with spare parts and supplies needed to run the railroad. The drawer organizer also reserves a space for power cable to fold up into when the drawer is closed. These drawers lightly latch shut. This prevents them from flying open when the table is moved and spilling the contents. The bottom drawer contains locomotives and rolling stock. I sometimes change all the locomotives and rolling stock on the table to represent a different road name. It also contains scenery supplies for light repairs like ground foam, gravel, and white glue pre-mixed with water and a touch of detergent. The table contains everything necessary for operation and routine maintenance and is therefore self-sufficient. I clean my rails with metal polish. The guys at my local railroad hobby store said discontinuities in the surface, like micro scratches, encourage the formation of oxidation, which hampers electrical pickup. Metal polish removes the oxide, and it also buffs out these scratches, making the railhead smooth and more oxidation resistant. I followed that with a thin coating of an oxide retarder, like RailZip, to keep my trains running smooth longer. Drawers in the back of the cabinet are a false front held in place with magnets. Here is where I store the cable, which is used to connect the table to the wall outlet, and where I manage power distribution from the power cable to the transformers. The connector strips on the wall distribute power from the transformers. One distributes track power, the other distributes power to the accessories. I use a separate transformer for most of the accessories. I also route as many wires inside the cabinet as possible to keep them protected from being pulled or cut. These drawers have several nice features. Not only do they open all the way out, but there's a simple latch in the front that holds the drawer to the drawer slides. And if you release that latch, the drawer just lifts right off of the slide, and then you can retract the drawer slide back into the cabinet. This way, you can completely remove the drawers and have full access to all the wiring and transformers and things that are located inside the cabinet. The glass tabletop is recessed into the table, but the moldings on the ends are removable. They slide out, and that gives you a finger hold underneath the glass so you can pick the glass up and get access to the trains. And we're on the subject of access. I showed the previous video that some of the scenery lifts up to give access into the tunnel, but that by itself is not adequate. I have big cutouts in the bench work underneath the table that allow access to the tunnel from below, but even this is somewhat problematic. So make sure you put a generous opening in your table if you're going to build a tunnel. A question that I had in the comments was, what are the dimensions of the table? It's 29 1/4 wide, 56 3/4 long, 18 1/4 high, and the well that the trains run around in is a little over 4 inches deep. I conclude your backstage tour of the Little Railroad Under Glass with some views of the railroad at night. At the end is a link to the original video, which renders a more artistic view of the scenery and features daytime train operations. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will be happy to get back to you. Please share these videos with a friend. Give them a like and maybe consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you for watching.